The news spreads rapidly across the city as people everywhere stare at their phones, realizing they have all become millionaires overnight. The new balance reaches 1 million units, indicating a rapid accumulation of wealth. This swift change symbolizes the individual's overnight transformation into a millionaire. Crowds gather in busy city streets around the world as people excitedly talk about the sudden wealth appearing in their bank accounts. This means a universal increase in monetary value, with each person possessing at least 1 million units of currency. Initially, this might seem like an equitable distribution of wealth, eradicating poverty. However, such a sudden and widespread increase in money supply would lead to severe inflation. The purchasing power of 1 million units would drastically diminish, negating the perceived wealth. Abstract figures represent consumers experiencing an initial surge of excitement. These figures are depicted moving quickly, symbolizing a rapid consumer response. Their movement is directed towards luxury retail storefronts. This action signifies a rush to spend newly acquired wealth. The spending is focused on high-end goods, indicating a preference for luxury items. Luxury items, such as high-end automobiles and designer accessories, are often subject to intense market demand. Visual representations of these products frequently include sold-out indicators. These indicators directly communicate the immediate and high demand for the items. The rapid depletion of inventory underscores the exclusivity and desirability of luxury goods. This visual cue effectively illustrates market scarcity and consumer urgency in the luxury sector. Abstract representations of transportation networks are utilized to visualize global travel patterns. These networks include data points for flights and vacation bookings worldwide. When these representations become saturated, it indicates a significant increase in activity. This saturation signifies a global surge in planned travel and tourism. A conceptual shift occurs in societal motivation for labor. This shift is primarily driven by the removal of income as a primary necessity. When the need for income is eliminated, the motivation for essential labor diminishes. Individuals may no longer feel compelled to perform tasks solely for financial gain. This fundamental change impacts the perceived value and incentive for work. A bus route with no driver symbolizes a critical absence of labor in essential public services. This visual metaphor highlights the impact of workforce shortages on daily operations and infrastructure. Similarly, a farm field with no workers represents the severe lack of labor in agricultural sectors. These images collectively illustrate the profound challenges posed by labor scarcity across vital industries. A construction site, once bustling with activity, now stands static and devoid of movement. Heavy machinery is idle, symbolizing a halt in building new infrastructure. The absence of workers indicates a complete cessation of construction efforts. This stillness signifies a pause in the development of new housing and facilities. The unfinished structures stand as a testament to halted progress. The scene reflects a broader economic or developmental standstill. Businesses are experiencing a gradual slowdown in their operational capacities. This deceleration is directly linked to an insufficient availability of workforce. Production lines, once bustling, are now depicted as grinding to a halt. The lack of personnel prevents the continuous flow of manufacturing processes. Operational efficiency is significantly compromised by the reduced labor pool. This scenario highlights the critical impact of workforce shortages on business continuity. Hyperinflation is an economic phenomenon characterized by extremely rapid and uncontrolled price increases. It signifies a severe and often accelerating decline in the real value of a local currency. A key indicator is a steep upward trajectory in the prices of essential goods and services. This rapid price escalation reflects a loss of public confidence in the currency's stability. The onset of hyperinflation is often depicted graphically as a sharp, almost vertical curve. Such conditions can destabilize economies, impacting purchasing power and financial planning. The cost of everyday items has seen a significant increase, impacting household budgets. A typical shopping cart, once affordable, now carries an astronomical price tag. This reflects the growing financial burden on consumers for basic necessities. Inflationary pressures contribute to the escalating prices of essential goods. families are increasingly struggling to afford the same quantity of provisions. The concept of money is often perceived as a stable store of value and a medium of exchange. However, various economic factors can lead to a loss of its intrinsic value over time. This devaluation can be visually represented as currency dissolving or becoming transparent. Such imagery symbolizes the erosion of purchasing power and economic stability. Understanding this phenomenon is crucial for comprehending inflation and economic shifts. The fundamental principle of wealth valuation is rooted in its scarcity. Scarcity implies that resources are limited relative to human desires. Items that are abundant generally hold less perceived value. Conversely, rare or difficult to obtain goods are often considered more valuable. This contrast between abundance and scarcity directly influences an item's economic worth. Monetary figures represent abstract values, often displayed as numbers in accounts or digital screens. In contrast, tangible assets are physical items with intrinsic value, such as property, goods, or resources. A key distinction is that money is primarily a medium of exchange, facilitating transactions. It serves as a standardized unit for valuing goods and services, simplifying trade. However, money itself does not inherently possess the utility or direct benefit of tangible assets. Consider a hypothetical scenario where every individual possesses an abundance of money. This thought experiment challenges our understanding of wealth and its intrinsic value. If money is universally abundant, its purchasing power would diminish significantly. The concept of wealth is often defined by scarcity and relative advantage. True wealth might then shift from monetary holdings to other valuable assets or resources. This prompts the question, does anyone truly possess wealth if everyone has vast amounts of money? Real wealth is fundamentally linked to the tangible production of goods and services within an economy. It represents the actual availability and accessibility of these essential items for consumption and use. This concept contrasts with the mere quantity of currency in circulation within a financial system. A large money supply does not automatically equate to increased wealth if goods and services are scarce.